Jim Phillips, professor of chemistry. The course is Chemistry 127, Chemistry and Climate. Chemistry and Climate is a sort of basic non-majors chemistry course, meets intro environmental science course on global climate change with, and one of the goals is to try to connect to as many other fields of study as possible during the course of the conversation. So it's not just a chemist, it's primarily a chemistry course because it's taught by a chemist, but I like to highlight the way the course and the topic reach out to other disciplines, especially to excite people that are majoring in fields outside the sciences.
Figuring out how many actual molecules have, the key thing there is to figure out this thing called the molar mass. We don't count individual molecules, we count them into individual bundles called moles. And that quantity of a mole enables us to weigh a certain amount and know how many molecules it actually is.
And I think there's some real advantages in terms of creating a non-majors course in this kind of way. I mean, in addition to the topic, which is interesting to people because it's related to something that's going to affect their lives, but also it enables me to sort of, again, draw connections to non-majors disciplines. Use sources, like for our discussion section, we read a book that's written by a journalist that really comes at this problem with a human perspective. So if you're a social sciences or humanities or a business or even a nursing major, everything that goes on outside Phillips Hall is really a human-based enterprise. And I think having a source for the course that casts this problem in human terms really helps them, those kinds of students, engage in the course and makes it a little bit more enjoyable for them, and helps me connect the sort of scientific material for things that they can relate to.
Well, I think is it really humans that are making the animals, evolve in a different way, or is it really a naturalistic thing?
Well, I think, if we're going to the assumption here that we're dealing with a human problem,
right,
then we're asking this really fundamental question.
Is it like our jobs to fix it, I guess?
Well, that's another good, that wasn't the one I was thinking of, but there's another good, you guys are asking good questions, okay? This is one of the things we don't spend enough time doing in places like this is asking questions.
Ideally, I would like the students to be able to first and foremost articulate that scientific case for climate change. Because this is an issue that has become very confused in the media, and there's a lot of information out there and a lot of misinformation out there, it's a really good place to work on what I call information literacy skills. So in other words, when a student reads something, either as a research article or on the web or hears something on the news, what kinds of critical questions does one ask about that information to decide whether it's any good or not? So ultimately, it's a lot about critical thinking, both in terms of constructing a logical argument and evaluating somebody else's logical argument and see if there's any ways to dismantle it. And ultimately, that's really what we're working on here in terms of a student development standpoint.